Welcome everybody to the Zenith Online Racing Tier 2 Season 7. This is round 12 from the Zandvoort circuit in the Netherlands tonight. I'm joined in the commentary box by Seye tonight for this Grand Prix. Seye, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing alright, just watching race footage. Yeah, Tier 2.
Yeah, should be a fun one. Looks like
Definitely.
we have a dry session, should keep things fairly straightforward for that, but what do you think we'll see?
Yeah. Hopefully, it's definitely a tricky and, what's the word here, technical track to nail here. Definitely not just throw it around the corners here. It's definitely like what speed and what angle you approach these corners.
Exactly.
It'll definitely throw you off.
We've seen
several towers exiting at the same time.
We've seen several people describe this place as a Monaco without the walls, and you can certainly see how that would be, but we have our first drivers heading out on track tonight. Looks like a few guys out on the mediums, which is not going to be a terrible strategy for that opening lap of the session. So what do you think we're going to see in terms of strategy tonight from these guys?
I believe the medium will be the most preferable. Yeah, just looking at the cars exiting out on track, about one of them's on the softs and the rest are on mediums. 2 Red Bulls on softs. But yeah, I believe everyone will settle up on the mediums at least and try. Like, the mediums could obviously go further than the softs here, but in Zandvoort here, yeah, it's definitely a different vibe, I guess.
Right. I definitely did notice on Monday that the soft tire did overheat quite a bit, especially through the middle sector. So that's another thing to consider, especially for during the race. But looks like
definitely.
Yeah. Looks like we have Brian Scott for the AlphaTauri. He's heading into the final corner now. He's going to be the first driver on a lap on the medium tires. So, Seye, why don't you take us around a lap of the Zandvoort circuit?
Oh man, I learned the corners, but here we go. Heading into the front straight, crossing the line, heading into Tarzan corner. The only one out of two. There's a Ferrari in the way. Hopefully it moves out the way. Yes, it does. Going into this turn 2, turn 3, into the bank left-hander. Very fun corner here. Getting right on the power, down to this. What is this turn? Not even. They're turns, but like they're not really turns. Down to the downhill, purple sector for Brian, considering it's only the only car on track. Oh jeez, I don't know these corners, man.
No problem.
Across this left hand, man, I just remembered. Yeah, my qualifying is terrible. But into the DRS zone, he does activate quite not at the ideal time. Entering the Audi S's, actually, they're called this little section. It's not even an S, really. Nearing the turn 14, what was it called? Bowl suit.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. And to the front straight, DRS active. And across the line, what will Brian set? It will be a 1:11.7. Solid lap on the mediums. And Sam will go faster.
Definitely about what we were expecting. Sam with the advantage on the softer compound. We have Asadam in the chat saying low 11s is going to be the top 5 time, but we're already approaching that with Sam's tires on the softs. High tower 13.4 should have plenty of room for improvement, but seeing a lot of mediums early on tonight, so could be an omen for how this race will go.
It's definitely a strategy-based track here because overtaking is not the best here. Only turn 1 considering, and maybe if you're brave enough to the bank left-hander.
Absolutely, going to be few and far between. Gunnar Will goes second fastest, 11.4. That is also on the soft compound. Wreck Diver in Mercedes, he is starting a lap, as well as Coxie, who's coming through the final corner now. I think Slasher is currently in the third sector.
Cashin spun. Oh, Cashin with a broken wing too.
Yeah, he's going to have to come back into the pits. Luckily, he's still got plenty of time. We've got Slash, I believe he's just almost a 10th up through the first 2 sectors through the final corner now. Looks like that's a Red Bull off. I think that was Sam who went for a spin.
Oh yeah, Sam is off. Oh, he's spun. Oh, he's slowing down.
Slasher back into the pits. Zag has invalidated, so his lap will knock out. Bobby Tava's going to be next for the Alpine. Also on the medium tires, goes 6th fastest with a 1:12.5. Looks like the Denmark and the Williams is coming through the final corner now.
And he goes, where did he go? He goes fourth fastest.
Does not manage to improve on that lap, so it looks like he's going to set himself up for another lap on this set of medium tires. Looks like we have Wreck Diver coming out of the final corner. He's going to finish the lap for Mercedes.
Oh, jeez. Watching this Alpha Tower just like kind of being.
Yeah, it looks like there's yellow flag in the middle sector there. Ace is going to duck into the pits. And Coxie will be next for Haas.
Yeah, definitely. Like, look at all those drivers on the medium compound. But you really don't want to set many laps on the mediums because obviously you want to start on them. But maybe they're just warming up.
Absolutely.
So they might.
It's one of those things. Yeah, it could be, but it's all going to be about, like you said earlier, just about playing the game as well as you can.
Bobby's around.
It is Bobby off at the final corner. I thought we saw a car go wide there, but looks like he recovers that. Brian Scott's going to be next, but he's actually heading into the pit lane. So it looks like most of these guys. Yeah, it looks like most of these guys finishing up their opening laps of the session. Denmark, I think he's going to be heading back into the pits. Yes, he will be. So.
Rexon's still on the lap. Wreck Diver. What is he?
He's at the final corner now. I believe he's pushing, but we'll have to see what he does here.
He's just boxing. Alright.
I think that's most of the grid into the pits now as everybody prepares for their second run. I think Cashin is going to be first out for the second run after he had that spin on his first run. We'll have to see if he can improve this time around.
He is on the mediums again, though.
Yeah, it's definitely saying something.
He's on the sun for me. Man, this game. Anyways.
It's definitely saying something when you've got a driver going for 2 separate runs of mediums in qualifying. You don't see that very often, but it's definitely...
I did that. It did not work out, I'll tell you that much. Oh,
yeah.
He almost spun it.
Still plenty of time, though. He's heading through the final corner.
I want to research my corners again.
No problem. Out of the final corner now. I believe that he's actually making his debut this season is Cashin for Williams. We'll have to see what kind of time he can put on the board here. Braking very late into turn 1, nearly at the 50-meter board. I want to avoid that inside curb.
Yeah, definitely. Heading into the, I don't even know. Oh, here. I don't know what corners these are. God damn it.
No problem. It's
I'll
up
be
to
on board with Sam.
A flat-out section here.
Up. I don't have to count them. That's 4.
We'll jump on with Sam here. Provisional pole sitter. Almost 2/10 clear of Gunnar Will in second, albeit on the soft compound tire, but he's 1/10 up through the first sector, so it could be on for an even quicker time here.
Coxie will be setting his first lap of the session too in the Haas.
He has gone onto the soft compound tire, so we're starting to see more of those red walled tires, but still a lot of mediums on the board.
Grim Reaper making his way out too. That's notable. Shout.
Sam through the first 2 sectors. He's over 2.5 tenths up, so he could be on for a high 1.10 here. We'll have to see how he can hook up the final 2 corners. Very easy to get them wrong. Using up all of the track. Looking very nice here.
Yeah, you got it. This is going to be a brilliant lap here.
So 11.26. He didn't quite have as much of a good final sector as he was hoping, I don't think. But Lunar Jedi is next for the Aston Martin. Puts his first time, and it's actually on pole. I believe he's the championship leader on the medium tire, a 111.1. So how about that time?
That is some Rex thing.
Yeah, very quick pace here in Tier 2. Coxie is going to be next. He is on the soft compound tire. We'll have to see what kind of time this is going to be. Up to the line to 11.3. Third place, yeah. Very solid there.
Good lap from him.
Grim Reaper starting a lap. His teammate Zyg is going to be next for Ferrari. One of 4 drivers still yet to set a time.
Oh, looks like Cashin invalidated.
Oh, that's very unlucky, especially so close to the end of the lap. But luckily, he's still got enough time to get back into the pits, so shouldn't be too big of an issue for him. Zyg up to the line, 9th quickest at 12.0.
Yeah, Cashin has boxed.
Sam's going back into the pits. They'll leave Ace Edge as the next driver.
not an ideal lap, but he'll take a P10 on the mediums.
Yeah, not
behind
very,
the
too bad at
Ferrari.
all.
Grim
like-
Reaper, I believe.
Yeah,
Looks like
he is-
Leclerc. Oh, he's invalidated.
Grim
He'll be actually
Reaper
going
is-
again.
Grim Reaper is pushing though. He was 49.6 through the first 2 sectors. He has kept his lap clean, and we know he has potential to be quick around here. Coming through the final couple of corners, he's using up all the track, so much of the car over the curb. He keeps it planted. And up to the line.
10, 111, P7 for Grim Reaper.
Very solid lap
Good
right
for-
there.
Very good lap. I approve. I believe Wreck Diver is making his way out. Yep, I see it.
Still got some ways to go for that. Leclerc is in the middle sector now for Mercedes, pushing on his set of the soft compound tires. Still yet to set a time. We'll have to see what his sector 2 split is here. Hope it's a DRS down that very short back straight. 50.3 through the second sector split. So not
Going
going
through
to
the
be...
Audi S corners.
Let's
And
see.
then go through Nameless. And the final corner, Bosu. Heading into the main straight. DRS active. What will this lap be? A P12.
Bobby
and he gets
immediately
immediately
jumps in.
jumped.
111.8
Yep.
for the Alpine. Grim Reaper is not up on his time, so he will have to head into the pits and go again. With Cash on another outlap in the middle sector now. We'll track with Hightower. I believe actually he's well down on his time, so he's not pushing. Just trying to... Seems like most of these drivers heading in preparations for their final lap. We'll ride along board with Wreck Diver.
I should probably like fix it. Yeah, there we go. Now that I'm less confused.
No problem. Wreck Diver into
Alright.
the banked corner. He had some very good pace throughout last season, getting some very consistent results. We'll have to see what he can do tonight. I believe his previous lap was set on the medium, so he could be on for a decent improvement here. And you can see almost 2/10 up through the first sector. We'll have to see if he can maintain that through the rest of the lap into the tricky middle sector. Very easy to lose traction on every single one of these corners.
This whole track is a landmine.
Yep, that is one way to put it.
Well, not the best, but it's definitely, yeah, it's just, nah, it's a landmine. It's a,
Right.
it's a land. It's a
Nearly
landfill. Easy
3/10
mistakes.
up from Wreck Diver through the second sector. Can he finish
This is a
off this
very
lap
solid
strong?
lap. Through the final turn 14 corner, bank into the final straight. DRS active. I've said that about a million times. He goes P1, a 110.9, solid lap, brilliant lap.
That is a
Not
very
much
good
else
lap.
to say.
Yeah, first driver to break into the
Provisional pole for
110s.
Provisional pole, well deserved. I believe Ace Edge had a couple stops. So
Yeah,
he'll be
he's-
boxing.
Gonna head into the pit. Still over 4 minutes left in the session, so he's still got enough time. Let's get on board with Sam here. He was a little bit down on his time actually through the first sector, and a big snap of oversteer there on the exit of that right-hander, but we'll have to see what his sector 2 split is. He was holding provisional pole for a long time in this session.
Damn Sam going purple in sector 2. Rounding up the final 2 corners, no name corner and Bose suit, yeah, sounds about right. Nearing turn 14, takes the tight line, DRS active, going to the line. He improves by a tenth, but does not improve his position.
A very solid lap, but you can see the top 2 have put quite a gap in the field. Zag is going to be next for Ferrari. Currently sitting 11th on the grid, but he's actually going to head into the pits. So Wreck Diver is next to follow him into the pits, however. So I'll see these guys getting prepared for their final runs of the session. I think we have Denmark, who's going to be the first of this group.
Overall, the field is it's fairly even. About what is that, 8 drivers in the top and within the 11 a 1.12 second gap, and just barely drivers edging the blades of the 111s. So the pack fairly tight here, and it all comes down to race. Oh, was that Williams around? Oh no, it wasn't. I thought it was. My game glitched.
It looks like people just getting out of the way in the middle sector there, but we're tracking Denmark. He's the first of the final drivers to set their laps. He's in the middle sector now. We're expect to see a flurry of time dropping here.
Oh, Leclerc's around.
Oh, that is not unfortunate. I see the car stopped at the exit of turn 2. He's in a very precarious spot there. Denmark nearly 6 tenths up. This could be on for a provisional pole. Heading into the final corner. Very tricky to get this corner wrong. But he does a nice job through there. Very smooth.
This could be provisional pole. Will it be provisional pole? Let's find out.
And it will be.
Yes, it will.
1:10.8. Very impressive time. Hightower goes 10th fastest. Next up is... I think that was Cashin to start
got disqualified.
Oh, that is very unfortunate. He was not on for a great session, but that is not something you want to see. He's going to have to start this race from the back. Gunnar Will's going to be next. He's 5 tenths up on his time through the second sector, so he could once again challenge Denmark. Looking very rapid in that Alfa Romeo. Just a couple more corners to go.
Through no name, entering Bo's suit. Oh man, this is about to be close, man. Why is everything so close? Damn, Sam retired. Fair. We go provisional pole. No, just short.
One thousandth of a second. Very close to the top.
Jesus, this qualifying is great.
It's very intense. You can tell how close this field is.
Yeah, definitely. Wreck Diver's about to start his lap too.
I believe Cashin is going to be the next driver to finish the lap. He's kept this lap clean. He's 2 tenths up on his previous best. Might see him jump up a couple of positions here if he can nail the final sector. Ooh, he ran a bit wide through there, but he managed to keep it clean. Up to the line.
Cashin. That's the lap. It'll go P12.
12 fastest.
An improvement at least.
Yeah, did jump up a couple positions. I think we have the Red Bull Ace. He's not going to be up improving.
Purple sector for Wreck Diver into sector 1.
We'll jump on with Wreck Diver.
Flying.
He's looked very pacey tonight, and he only needs about a 10th to fight for pole.
Haas just DNF'd behind him.
Yeah,
very unfortunate for Coxey.
It's a very tricky
going to the Audi SS. Goes purple sector again. This is gonna be an amazing lap here.
He was nearly 4 tenths up at the sector split. That would be enough to get him comfortably into pole position. I think we've got Brian Scott for AlphaTauri finishing up as well.
Yeah.
He's actually got headed to the pit, so we're going to jump on with Wreck Diver here. This should be provisional pole, and it is a 1:10.5. A very impressive lap. I got to give him a round of applause for that one. 3 tenths clear of the field.
That is way faster than my time. Hey, was it? Don't know. It was a brilliant lap, though.
Yeah, Grim Reaper is coming through the final sector now. I don't think he's going to be up on his time. We'll have to see.
I can't see what if he's up on or down on his delta.
He does not improve. So Ace is going to be the and he does.
7th. Overall, very well qualifying from all the drivers here, but how many tires did they use here? How much sets?
It was a very frantic end of qualifying, but we'll have to see how that affects the strategies. We're going to take one last run through the qualifying order for tonight's race. Wreck Divers on pole, followed by Denmark alongside. Then it's Gunnar Will in 3rd alongside Lunar Jedi, the first of the medium runners. Then it's Sam in 5th alongside Coxey in 6th. Ace Edge is 7th. Then it's 3 more runners on the mediums: Slasher, Grim Reaper, Ryan Scott. Then outside the top 10 with the free tire choice, it is Hightower, Bobby, Cashin, Zag, the captain, and Leclerc to round out the field. So a lot of medium runners in the top 10. That will definitely shake things up for sure.
This will definitely build some gaps between the front runners and the midfield. And I wonder what the P4 driver of the Aston, I believe, right?
Yeah, Lunar Jedi, he's the first on
Yeah,
the alternate
Lunar.
strategy, so
I wonder what his plan will be. Will he just not interfere with battles, or will he go aggressive?
certainly, yeah, he doesn't need to do anything too outrageous. If he can just stick with the soft runners and stay in the DRS train, I think he might be in a very good position here towards the end of the Grand Prix. But looks like we
Looks
have
like a dry race.
dry race. Yes, that is correct. So, getting ready for the start of the Dutch Grand Prix. What are your predictions for the race win or the podium going into this race?
Man, I don't know many drivers here because this is my first time doing Tier 2, but I feel like Wreck Diver could hold on to this lead. Denmark looking very pacey on the stalls, but it all comes down to pit strategy in the end and safety cars as well.
Yeah.
The safety car could be a big play, or what's the word here? Trying to remember English.
It could be a key component either way.
Yeah,
but
key component, yeah.
We definitely saw that on Monday. I think we could see it again today. I know Wreck Diver, it's definitely going to be tough to bet against him. Nearly 3/10 clear of the field, but I think I'm going to have a sneaky pick of Lunar Jedi. I believe he is the championship leader. He's on the alternate strategy. With a bit of luck, he could be up front and battling with these guys. All we know, it is going to be an entertaining race either way.
It definitely will. Monday was a very entertaining race.
Definitely. We've got a lot of unknowns, which are going to make things even more exciting.
A lot of question marks. A lot of question marks surrounding this track. You don't know what's going to happen. So let's just enjoy the racing, innit?
Yeah, hopefully we get to see these guys put on quite a show. Hopefully we're going to get the timer started any second here. But
I'm rooting for Brian Scott because he's got a Mexican flag. I'm rooting for him.
Yeah, he looked pretty strong in qualifying, so he could be up for a good result tonight. It's a very treacherous track. Yeah, got to be a lot about just keeping it clean for some of these guys. So first, in the words of the great Michael Schumacher, first you have to finish. So it's going to be something to watch out for tonight.
Let's keep it clean going to turn 1, shall we?
Yeah, it's a very tricky braking zone, especially at the race start. You know, it's tough to pick your braking, and everybody wants to get that late lunge, be the last of the late breakers, but it's going to be tough.
We could be Danny Rick.
Exactly. We have Asylum in the chat saying Brian Scott's going to be a good shout for tonight, so we'll have to keep an eye on him starting from the midfield in the AlphaTauri.
I knew it.
Yeah, it was the same way you called out earlier, but looks like we have our timer getting set to go for 36 laps of the Dutch Grand Prix tonight.
We also can't count out the rain.
Exactly. We were projected a dry race on Monday, and then rain came out of nowhere at the end, so right off the banks of the Atlantic Ocean. So
poor Joshua, man. He pitted for the answers, man. I remember that.
Yeah, it paid off for him one race last season, but just didn't quite work last night. So looks like we're set for the formation lap.
Mercedes on pole, man. We won't see that much of this season in real life.
Yeah, not something we're used to missing, but looks like it's Wreck Diver who will lead the field away. We're taking another run through the grid. Take a look at the tire selection. Denmark is alongside Wreck Diver in second. Then it's Gunnar, Will, and Lunar Jedi on the second row. Sam and Coxie make up row 3. Then it's the other Red Bull in Ace Edge. Running out the top 10, a Slasher, Grim Reaper, Brian Scott. Then everybody on the fresh set of tires. A lot of mediums, no surprises there. Hightower, Bobby Tava, Cashin, Zag to captain. Then Leclerc being the wild card at the back of the field with the soft tire. So how do you think?
What was it?
How do you think these medium runners are going to prepare or deal on the start? I mean, you know, the softs, they do very well off the line, work well right away. And do you think the medium runners will be able to hold on?
I don't know. Leclerc will have to be very brave on these softs. He's got a bunch of medium runners ahead of him. He needs to clear these as soon as possible so he can catch up to the rest of the field if he wants a good shot at points. But these mediums are obviously going to be the key strategy here in this race.
Right, you know, starting from the back, you might as well try something different from everybody else, especially at a track where it's so difficult to overtake. But
pace is key here. You can keep it consistent.
Exactly. We might see a few games with pit strategy as well, trying to undercut the others, especially if we get into large DRS trains. But looks like Wreck Diver is coming through the final corner now.
Predicted tire stop strategy. New hards. I wanted the hard. I mean, it was alright. The hards are probably like, I mean, they're not a bad option here, but I feel like you can make it at the end with the mediums, but we don't know what these guys are gonna go for. They could go for the 1-stop or the 2-stop.
Yeah, the
I would not
hards.
recommend it.
Hards are certainly feasible around here, though not sure they would be the strongest option. Medium's definitely going to be the preferred race tires we've seen in qualifying. Shouldn't be very similar for the Grand Prix tonight. Looks like the back of the field is pulling up to the line now.
These camera angles are really good.
I was going to say, hoping to get a frontside camera angle for you here.
Nope. 1 red light, 2 red light, 3 red light, 4 red light, 5 red lights, holding.
And they're underway. We're underway here for Tier 2 in Zandvoort. Looks to be a good start from Wreck Diver. Tries to close off Denmark, but he's not going to be able to. Gunnerwell going around the outside. There's a little bit of contact. That's Sam, who's been pushed a little bit wide. I think that was Coxey going 3 wide in the middle. Slasher's into the wall.
Slasher's in the wall.
And he's going to be in a very awkward position here. Zog has gone off as well.
Oh, there's a car around.
He's managed to save it, but Slasher has no wing, and he's stuck right in the middle of the pack. Everybody trying to get around him. The captain as well is behind. A bit of chaos at the back. Gunner Willis made another. Bobby was the yellow flag we saw.
They're being held up by Slasher here. 3 cars being held up. Tie tower goes through. Ooh. Everybody goes through now.
It's a very awkward spot of the track to try to get by, and I think Slasher knew he wasn't going to be able to hold those positions, so he did his best to give him back up. But we have Wreck Diver who leads the field. It's a clean start at the front at least, so the front 4 remain the same. We got to look at the Red Bulls 5th and 6th. Ace Edge did manage to get ahead of his teammate.
Yeah, let's see so Wreck Diver will be crossing the line first. Looking at the positions now, let's see. Ace Edge gains 2 spots. Sam loses a spot. Coxey loses a spot. D-Zeg, Captain, and Leclerc both gain 4 spots respectively. Grim and Brian move up 1 spot. And Slasher with the biggest loss here, losing 8 spots due to the collision at the start. Boxing 4. I don't know what tire could be Hards.
You'd have to imagine it would be committing to a 2-stop there. He's going on to another set of mediums, so yeah, just a bit of chaos at the front. We mentioned it in the pre-race. It's a very tight section through there, and I think we saw 3 wide at a couple different points. It was bound to happen, but things are starting to settle down now for a minute.
Yeah, everybody's settling in now in their respective. Just the captain with no helmet, but yeah, everybody's settling in now to their groups or cliques, whatever you want to call them, DRS trains.
Yeah,
definitely a key factor here, the DRS.
Starting to notice that happening as well. I'm keeping an eye on Grim Reaper. He's the first runner on the mediums, not counting a Lunar Jedi. And I'm just trying to keep it on the Delta, see if he can manage to keep up with these soft runners, because that gap is already pushing 1 second.
I feel like it's pretty simple to, not simple, but it's not bad following here in this track, because it's kind of slow. I kept up, for example, Monday, Tier 1, Janet was on the mediums ahead of me, and I was on the hards. I still kept up. Like, it's not bad following here. It's not terribly, I don't know, any other circuit. But let's see if these guys could stay, the medium runners could stay. But they're already kind of far behind already.
Yeah. You can see the gap is over 1.5 seconds now, which is not going to be ideal for Grim Reaper, because if he can manage to stick with these soft runners, they'll have a much bigger advantage at the end of the race. But still a long way to go. I mean, they can definitely start pulling that gap back if things start to happen ahead. Leclerc all the way up to 12th place already in the sauce, but he's got a ways to go still.
Yeah, definitely. There's a yellow flag. Oh, Cashin retired. That is not ideal for the reserve driver. That's a VSC. At least not a safety car, but it's a VSC lap 3.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I don't think anybody will take advantage. A bit too early to come into the pits, you think?
Yes, I mean, Slasher did. He went on the hard just right now.
Yeah, it looked like I went on board with him for a second. It looked like they were having another wing change for the AlphaTauri, so not the best luck. Looks like Wreck Diver a bit of a dummy into the pits. I don't think anybody's going to take a bite, though.
Yeah, it's not. No one's going to take the bite out of the cherry right now. It's too early, definitely. And it's just plus more life for these softs and medium runners.
Leclerc actually is into the pits, so we do have one driver taking advantage of the early VSC. Want to see what type. He goes on to another set of softs.
He has wing damage for him. Yeah, safety. wing change. What's going on? Oh, okay. Just like.
It looks like he's fully committing to the two-stop with that second set of softs. So he's going to have to... Oh, and that slasher adding more misery to his already difficult struggling or start to the race.
Speeding under VSC.
Up a drive-through penalty.
And green lights go away when I didn't even realize.
Yeah, under that restart, Gunnar Will in the Alfa Romeo did not have the best jump, and he's already over 2 seconds behind the front two. So we're already starting to see some gaps.
And Denmark has already gotten DRS, staying behind Wreck here, going through the Audi S's. I need to no-name corner.
I'll have to see if he can make a launch down the straight with the DRS. Think he might have a shot into turn one?
He looks a bit far back, but you never know. He could just send it. He looks a little bit too far back, but yeah, actually, no, never mind. No, Wreck's gonna defend. He's gonna have a look, but he's not gonna get it done.
It looks like Ace might have made a mistake. He's lost 2 positions on the straight alone, and we had Sam and Coxie go by the Red Bull driver, so maybe a bit of a mistake at the final corner, but we've also got Grim Reaper and Brian Scott going side by side into the second corner. This is a very tricky section.
Ideal. He's going to go around the outside. This is the ideal move. You get on the power early. That could be the overtake done. Yes, it is.
A very nice move there from Grim Reaper, but Brian Scott is still not going to give up. But this is a very tricky spot to try to get back through, and I think Grim's going to hold on.
Yeah, but he'll fight back on the straight.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it. Just get that DRS. But they have already dropped to 3 seconds of the guys ahead. There's a yellow flag. That is, I believe, Bobby Tava, who's had another issue. I think he's still in the race, though.
He's still alive, just spun.
Brian Scott's making another lunge in towards the chicane. I had a look at the outside, but there's just not enough straight.
It looks like TTV Slasher's already been lapped too. Lunar Jedi will have a look down the inside in turn 1. No, he won't. He's not using ERS. Gunnar has DRS too.
Yeah, he pulled DRS off the lap driver. Yeah, he doesn't have to force anything. He can just ride with Gunnar Will and stick with that gap, and he's going to have a shot at the end of the race, which is when it matters. Oh, looks like Coxie made a mistake. Ace was not quite able to capitalize, though.
Looks like there's a 4-car battle here for P8 between Grim through to the captain here for P8 to P11.
Yeah, these are the front runners on the medium strategy, with the exception of Lunar Jedi, of course. So they're going to have to work together here to fight against these soft runners. But I wouldn't put it past them to. Oh, there's Brian Scott into the wall. He's come back on the truck and literally ghosted through to captain, but he's missing his front wing. And we have another virtual safety car.
Jeez. I'm lagging, kind of.
No worries. Just a little bit too early on the throttle there. Went straight into the wall. So we have our second VSC of the session. Wreck diver again, dummies the pits. Everybody's electing to stay out. Not a bad idea. With the rate that we're going today, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a safety car before the end of the first stint.
Brian Scott ducks into the pits. No surprise.
Yeah, I had that broken wing. Luckily for him, he'll be able to get back into this race, hopefully. Still a long way to go. Only 7 laps complete.
Wreck diver's still leading. Within actually a second now. Oh, has to slow down. But Denmark, Gunnar Will, 6 seconds behind now already. One of the 2 leaders.
That's not going to be ideal.
5. DRS is enabled. We're going green again. And actually, Lunar stays with Gunnar Will.
Oh, that's Ace out.
The Red Bull retired.
I took the spot. Latifi crashed out in last season's Grand Prix here. But that's 1 Red Bull out of the running. We stay green, though. No safety car from that incident. So just an unlucky incident. Perhaps cold tires to the very tricky section, but
yeah, unfortunate for the Red Bull driver.
He had shown good pace in qualifying.
Looks like Jam Sam will have to carry the Milton Keynes team here.
And we know he's fully capable of doing that. Looks like Lunar Jedi's on the back of the Alfa Romeo.
Oh, Coxie's spun at the team, turn 14. He's currently reversing. He's gonna have to find his way to the pits. Maybe he's going the wrong way.
Bobby Tava's around as well.
Man.
Incidents everywhere here.
Coxey ducks into the pits because of the heated tires. Does he have wing damage? I don't know.
He hit the outside wall pretty big with the front wings, so I would imagine he does.
Yeah, he does, definitely. Yeah, that is unfortunate from Coxey. He's running a solid race too.
He's gone on to the medium tires. Do you think he's going to try taking those to the end from here?
He'll be praying for a safety car maybe. But
yeah.
Looks on the plus side, Sam has a relief now. Be stressed and just focus on the cars ahead now for P3.
Certainly, yeah. I think I have about half this grid at this point.
Oh, the captain's around too.
It's another driver having an issue in the middle sector. His wing looks okay to me though.
He's just spun the tires. He'll carry on, just heated tires now.
And we touched on it earlier. It's a very unforgiving circuit, and we're seeing that already.
Coxey is already behind Bobby here. But meanwhile, Denmark's still staying within a second of wreck and the Mercedes battle actually. Two Mercedes cars. Gunnar already, Lunar takes a look at Gunnar, but around the outside, but decides not to. He just needs to stay in that little P4 and stay in the train.
He's been within striking distance a couple times now, but he has to know that he doesn't need to send the lunge up the inside or anything crazy like that, and it's been working out for him, but I have to see if he maintains that.
There is a charging bull right behind them, closing up, so watch your rear mirrors.
You can see, I think the mediums are clearly the better tire at this point. You can see how much Jedi closed up through the middle sector, especially through the braking zones.
These softs dive fairly quickly around this track. You think these two Ferraris will work together?
I think it's possible. They could use a little bit of DRS slingshotting, pulling themselves up to the front, which I think we might see. But look at this. Jedi is bump drafting Gunnar Will through the final corner. And now surely he's going to look to the inside, giving it all he's got with the overtake. He's on the preferred line. I think he's going to have it done.
Sealed. That's P3 for Lunar Jedi. And he's looking actually faster than Gunnar Will here. I won't be surprised if I see Lunar just pull away now.
Yeah, we've reached a point where the mediums look to clearly be the faster tire at the moment. Now, he probably realized that and figured it was time to get a move on and close in on the top two. But I think we're starting to approach the pit window for these soft runners. You think we'll see them in the next couple laps? Yeah,
definitely. Either undercut, overcut. It has to be winning the top. Oh, there's a car around. Is that Bobby? Yes, it is. Or Bobby.
He's not had the greatest start to the race. He's still in it though, no wing damage, and he's still on the lead lap, so still in contention for a good result. Yep. I feel like half the grid at this point is going to be on the lookout for a safety car, but let's take a look at Lunar Jedi. He's already closed up nearly half a second on this lap alone to the top two.
Yeah, it looks like Lunar's flying right now on those mediums. Definitely the preferred strategy here.
Oh, Denmark is in.
Looks like Denmark has boxed. Looks like he'll be going for an undercut, maybe. Lunar goes fastest, too, with the fastest lap of 113.3. Yeah, Denmark starts seeing those white wall tires.
He's going to the hards.
The hards for Den.
Interesting.
Oh, is that Bobby around, too?
It is.
Oh, poor Bobby.
But Denmark to the hards. I would have expected to see him onto the mediums here. He's got to get out of the high tower, and he just about does. Has to squeeze out high tower a little bit, but that is crucial. He's got some clear track now, and he can look to undercut wreck diver.
McLaren is glitching for me. I see him like proportioning.
And maybe a bit of foreshadowing there from this game, but
I hope not.
Yeah, hopefully. I imagine we'll see a wreck diver in this lap to cover off the pit stop made by. He's definitely going to be on to the end with those.
I won't be surprised if I see Wreck on the mediums though. Yeah, he does respond by boxing now. Wreck pits. Bobby gets a penalty. Poor dude. No, Wreck goes on the hards as well. Bobby just retires. He called it quits.
So another driver going to the hard tires. So this is going to shake things up a bit of strategy. One ball with Denmark now. I think Wreck Diver is actually going to get out ahead of him still.
Yeah, just a slight bit of traffic. There's yellow flags being waved. I don't know what for. Oh, it must be Bobby, actually.
The wreck driver is going to be comfortably ahead of Denmark here, so the undercut is not worked out. Perhaps those cold hard tires taking a bit to warm up.
Yeah, but wreck might be held up by these two Ferraris here. Definitely just wanting to get the max points for the Tifosi.
Yeah, they're both going to be going long into this Grand Prix, so this could bring Denmark right back into wreck dive. It looks like that's Bobby's car who's parked in the middle sector, and we're finally back to green flag racing. But we're tracking this group here. We know Grim, he's shown some good defensive driving early on in this race, so he's not going to make things easy for wreck diver.
Yellow that's flag the captain. Wave. That's an Aston. Captain around.
He's missing his entire front wing. I can see what you mean. He's got no helmet. That is an interesting glitch.
Yeah. Yeah, the captain
gets out as well.
Yeah, they just called it.
And that's a full safety car.
It's the safety car. What the hell?
He's parked right in the middle of the road there. And this is going to shake things up. Perfect timing for Gunnar, Will, and Sam. And are we going to see the medium runners in here? At the match, we will.
Yeah,
Grim is going in. Zag is going to double stack.
Yeah, Grim gets a penalty.
Oh, that is crucial. And if he's going to go to the hards and try to go to the end, that is going to make things a lot more difficult.
Oh, wait, let's see this Ferrari double stack in action. Yep. Wait for. Oh yeah, looks like DC is going on the hards. Grim was on the hards as well. Yeah, everybody's preferring the hards here.
Yeah, it looks like both Ferraris, they started on the mediums, so they really had no choice but to go to the hards at this stage. But imagine Gunnar, Will, and Sam, they extended the soft stint more longer than anybody else.
The captain gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding.
I've seen that quite a bit already tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Coxie ducks into the pit as well. He goes on fresh hards though. Or mediums, my bad. He goes on another set of mediums, actually.
Definitely going to be taking those to the end. We're watching the leaders here. I imagine we'll see Lunar Jedi into the pits. His race was looking so good for his strategy, but this safety car has turned it upside down and put it in favor of Gunnar, Will, and Sam behind him.
I mean, he doesn't have to box, but he probably will. Yeah, he definitely is.
That track position is going to be way too important here in order to put in playing games to the strategy. Looks like the front three will all be in.
Wreck diver having to stay. Once he crosses that line, he's free to go full speed, actually.
Yeah, him and Denmark, they should come out ahead of this top three, but it's going to be a bit closer than they would have liked.
It's still going to be close, actually. Well, not really.
Denmark might not make it out ahead. Oh, he just about does. Very crucial.
Almost cut the pit lane exit too, the pit exit line.
Yeah, Sam actually gone on at the medium, so out of all the front runners, he's the only one to choose the medium tires, which is very interesting. But crucially, Hightower has stayed out and is right ahead of Sam on 13-lap old mediums, so that is going to throw a wrench into Sam's plans here.
Reaper has boxed for a set of mediums. I don't think he wanted to be on this.
And he's only lost a couple places in that, and he's got on what is probably going to be a much quicker tire, so not a bad idea for him. We might see Leclerc and Zag do a similar thing, do you think?
That's just up to them, really. You never know here. All the drivers have boxed, and I believe Sam is on the faster tire out of all of them, out of the front runners.
Yeah, he's got a lot of traffic to make his way through, though. Should be able to dispose of Hightower very quickly, but those top four, all on fresh tires, is going to be quite a difficult challenge.
Yeah, Hightower on 13 old lap mediums, not the best. Brian Scott also not on new tires, he's on 6. Yeah, Brian Scott and Hightower are the only ones in old tires, really. Denmark on 2 lap hards. Meanwhile, everybody else is on fresh tires.
Yeah, that safety car really came out at a nice time for a large majority of the field. I agree, Asylum. Sam is in a good spot, but he does have quite a ways to
what's going
traffic to get through. Ooh, yeah, that's not good. Oh, there's contact.
Oh, what the? What? Sam's out.
I wasn't sure if that was lag or what, but Sam is out of the session at the exit of turn 2.
What? Hightower just.
Not sure if that was lag or if there was legitimate contact there, but
Yeah, that is an odd way to DNF.
just as we were saying about what position he was in, he's now found himself in the barriers, and we're down to 11 runners in this Grand Prix.
Yeah. That is really unfortunate for Sam. He was running a decent race, too.
You'd have to think there would be some sort of lag involved there, especially with the overtaking being done and then the collision. That was just a very odd sequence all around. But I think we are going to see the safety car in this lap, so hopefully we'll get back to some racing.
Yeah, definitely. The green flag will be waved at the end of this. Should be entering the pits by now. Wreck will be leading the field. There it is. Safety car in this lap.
So we're approaching the midway stage of this Grand Prix.
Oh, Sam's typing in Discord. I wonder what he can
You'll have to give us an update on what's happened on that incident there. But for now, we're getting set for the restart. Hopefully we get a good clean jump. It's going to be cold tires through the final corner, especially a lot of the grid on hard. It's going to be a bit of a challenge for them to make it through without any incidents. We'll have to see how they handle it.
Looks like Sam didn't overreact. He just asked what happened. But yeah, cold tires obviously here. Oh jeez, I remember the restart in Tier 1, man. That was...
Yeah, it was a bit chaotic, but hopefully these guys keep it clean. It's like Wreck Diver waiting until the very last moment, and he's punched it. It's a good jump. And we've got Gunner Will alongside Lunar Jedi already, and they're drivers all over the place. Brian Scott up the inside of Leclerc, a little bit of contact.
Going through Tarzan, there was a three-way battle there.
Coxie was spun around at the back.
Coxie's around. Not what he wanted here. Wreck Diver still leads. Denmark still ahead. Gunner still ahead. Lunar up the...
Leclerc with a great move on the inside of Zag.
I didn't see that. I wish I saw that.
It was at the exit of the Banks corner. Now he's on the back of Hightower, so Leclerc has put himself in a very good position here. But he's going to have to clear Hightower and stick with the top four.
The McLaren. I mean, Jesus. The Mercedes. I saw Hightower.
He's going to have to clear Hightower. Oh, you can see, look at the grip advantage. Deep.
Oh, surely he's going to have this. You do not want to go. You want to get this overtake done before the S's. He gets it done. He won't. Hopefully Hightower doesn't fight it. Yes, he does not. Leclerc out to P5.
And crucially, within a second of the runners ahead, so he will be in the fight for the podium with these guys.
Yeah, but yeah, Gunner has fallen already within out of second of Denmark and Diver.
The top two looking very rapid tonight.
Yeah.
So we're already swapping places, and here comes Brian Scott trying to fight back. This could get interesting into turn one. Grimm's going to hold the lead. A Ferrari blockade right now for Brian Scott.
There's a spike there.
There's just no room for the AlphaTauri to find a way through. Oh, there's a yellow flag. That's the captain.
Oh, he's out of the session. He bends it out of, what is that, turn? Safety car again.
Yep, the second one of the night. A bit surprised considering he was at the back of the field. He was off the racing line, but we have our second safety car of the night. I imagine we'll see Hightower into the pits here. Presumably, I'm guessing he'll take it to a set of softs.
But now only 10 drivers remain. Yeah, man, that is unfortunate. The 10 drivers remain on the grid. Will they box, actually? It's still an option to box.
I think you're gonna have to stay out. If you're anyone but Hightower, you're gonna have to stay out, considering how important track position is gonna be. Hightower, he's gonna have to go into the pits though, because he was getting eaten alive on that last restart.
Yeah, for sure. If we don't see him box, he's being very bold on those mediums.
I think he might try and stretch a set of soft tires. We saw Adri on Monday take a set of softs. I believe it was 17 or 18 laps. Actually, that Gunner Will is in.
Yeah, and Grimm. Oh no, that's the D-Zeg.
Hightower stays out.
Yeah, he's gonna try to set. I believe he's gonna go for the softs. Might be.
Yeah, that definitely is what I'm looking for. But I mean, you could probably make the softs work from here, and I think you have to take advantage of the cheap pit stop.
Yeah.
Gunner and Zag, they've taken the mediums, but they had the option to. Which, I mean, I think that's the best move for them. But Hightower staying out, that is a very bold call. And it's going to make things that much more difficult for Grim Reaper.
He'll want to get past very as soon as possible, really.
He's going to want to try to stick with the top 4. He's on the medium tire, so he is still in contention. I think he's got a good shout for a podium if he can clear Hightower quickly.
Yeah, it's going to be a battle for P3 here. Denmark and Rek are probably going to pull away.
They've looked very rapid so far tonight. They both look quick in qualifying, and they both look quick so far tonight. But it's been tough to separate the two of them from each other, though.
Let's hope we don't see a tier 1.
Yeah, hopefully no chaos on the restart. That's not what we want to see, but this guy's kept it clean the last time.
Will safety car be in this lap, though?
I don't think so. It hasn't completed a full lap under safety car, so I should see it in the next time around.
Just go back in. Safety car.
Looks like by the time it restarts, we'll have 17 laps to go in this Grand Prix.
Yeah. I mean, the softs don't last that long, to be fair. Like 12 or 11.
It wouldn't have been quite a stretch to make it that far, but I mean, I feel like you would have to at least take the chance. And maybe we'll see him in this time. No.
Nope. Hightower is playing a very bold strategy, and I approve because he's being brave.
It could still work out. A long way to go, but it's not going to feel very great on the restart, especially with everybody on fresh tires behind him.
And ahead of him too, so he's kind of a sitting duck here.
If he can manage to stick with the DRS and just drag himself along, that would be the best case scenario for him. But that's going to be a big ask.
But I think he can manage.
Yeah, he's definitely capable of it. I think we're going to be back in this time by Diver versus Denmark at the start. And we have Gunnar Will, who's currently sitting in 9th. He was looking competitive with these leaders so far, but now he's on an alternate strategy, so we'll have to see if he can fight his way through.
Alright, meanwhile, let's talk about position changes. Reckon the top 2 stay unchanged. Lunar gains 1 spot. Leclerc with the biggest jump here with 12 spots gained. Shout out to him. Hightower gained 6 spots from his previous position. Grim Reaper up 3 spots. Same with Brian Scott. Coxey down 2 spots. Gunnar down 6 spots due to his pit stop. And De Zieg with 4 spots gained. Safety car will be in this lap as well.
Yep, as we expected. So we'll take a view from the leaders as they head in towards the chicane. Leclerc, he's made his way from the back of the grid, so we know he has pace. Let's see if he can fight up with the top 3 who have all looked very, very quick so far. Both Mercedes now in the top 5. It's going to be a good restart here.
Tire warming process underway. Heading into Bosu.
See how late he leaves it this time. And there he
goes.
goes. Lunar Jetta got a great restart. He's alongside Denmark.
Is he going to send it? Oh, just a little bit of contact, but he sends it down the inside. Stays away from the apex. He doesn't. Oh, just a bit of contact as well on exit. Going into turn 3. Wait, yes, turn. Oh, he goes a little deep as well. He gets around the outside, maybe. Leclerc, he still keeps the spot.
Oh, that's Brian Scott into the wall.
Oh no!
He's managed to not DNF, so he's still in the race, but this has been a very chaotic restart, and yet no position changes in the top 5. Although Grim Reaper did manage to clear Hightower, so he's got a bit of clean air now.
Yeah, Grim will be starting to chase down the top drivers here. Leclerc staying, keeping his front wing protected as well. Lunar still in this as well. Already wreck with a brilliant restart as well.
It was a bit touch and go at the first sector there. I mean, nearly avoiding a collision, but somehow everybody made it through.
Gunnar already on the back of Hightower. Hightower on the outside. Will Gunnar send it? Yes, maybe. Gives room for him. He gets it done. Gunnar up to P6.
Oh, Coxey's around. He's in the wall. He's managed to save it somehow, but he's going to have to pit. That is unfortunate. And now Gunnar's nearing a second of Grim Reaper.
Lunar still behind Denmark. Denmark still not able to find time against Rek. Rek is flying in the Mercedes here. Yeah, Lunar still behind Denmark. He's actually closing now.
He's approaching the middle sector. He's going to be hard pressed to find a spot to get through there.
Leclerc will be watching this battle. Wouldn't mind being him.
He's just licking his chops right now. He doesn't have to do anything too crazy. You can see Lunar is looking very aggressive right now, trying to find a way through on Denmark.
Yeah, Lunar's got the pace here on Denmark. Denmark has not been very, what's the word here? He hasn't been very on the pace here on these hard tires.
Yeah, and if you're Lunar, you can't just wait until the DRS becomes enabled, because that's just going to let Wreck Diver drive away and win this Grand Prix. So he's going to have to find a way through.
I assume he's going to use ERS. I don't use ERS on this bank corner. It just makes me feel like very.
It's very tricky. You gotta do it very cautiously, or else you'll find yourself spinning off into the barriers.
Yeah, I feel like most drivers have done that here tonight.
Zach up the inside of Hightower into turn 1. He's gonna commit to it. I don't think he's gonna have the grip. Oh, I think he will actually.
He's gonna have the inside line. Just
how did he save that? How did he save that? He's gonna get a very good exit here. I don't think he's gonna be out.
Brian Scott boxes. Coxey moves up to P9.
Yeah, very good battle between Zag and Hightower there.
Yeah, there's a 4-way battle here for P1 actually, because everybody's within a second of each other.
And they're actually pulling away from Grim Reaper as well.
Yeah, on the medium as well. Grim hasn't found his groove here on the medium compound, with Gunner actually gaining time with the DRS assistance.
And Gunner could find his way through and challenge for this race win once again. He might have a shot at Grim Reaper down into turn 1.
Yeah, looks like Leclerc kind of has fallen back. Not what he wanted here. He'll still get DRS though. Lunar gets the fast lap on the hard tires. Then Gunner does.
Makes the late move up the inside. Oh, there's contact.
No, Gunner.
Oh, you could see that coming from a mile away. Grim had taken to the inside line to defend. But then Gunner tried to make it work up the inside anyway, trying to find just a little bit of space, and he made contact. I don't think he got too much damage on the front wing, so he should be okay, but he's lost a lot of time.
Yeah, wasn't the best. It was too far back in my opinion.
It had to be quite a lunge. I mean, you can make some lunges into there, but that was very ambitious, and that's the risk you take when you make that extra stop and try to fight your way through the field, and we're seeing what's happened now.
Yeah, it looks like, Gunner will have to fight back again, especially on the heated set of mediums now, but they'll cool down. Hightower actually gaining time now, but when is he gonna box?
As I say, we're starting to get into the window where you can take the soft tires to the end. Maybe he's holding out for another safety car, which isn't the worst idea. But he's going to have to hit the road soon.
Yeah, Denmark in threat here. No DRS.
Lunar's going to have to get by.
DRS, he's going to look for an overtake. Yes, he is. Is he going to get it done, though? Slightly deep. He gets it done, though. Now Leclerc will be looking for a spot now.
And Lunar, he's within 1 second of Wreck Diver, so he might be able...
Denmark really struggling. Yeah, Leclerc already on the gearbox of Denmark. And Lunar already pulling away with ERS. He's on the freshest tires too, I just realized.
Yeah, he's looking very quick. He might be able to challenge Wreck Diver for the win. He's got the DRS, so he could be able to just pull right up to the rear wing.
Oh, there's yellow flag. That's a Haas. Coxey is around turn 1 and the Tarzan corner.
Yeah, it's not been the best race for him, but he's managed to keep it in. Oh, Leclerc had a big moment there, and I think he's going to drop almost out of the 1 second range. He's managed to just about stick within the window.
Yeah, Wreck Diver also struggling now on the hards. Not struggling, but noticeably slower than Lunar. Lunar is going to have DRS again.
He's gained almost half a second here.
A little bit of ERS, he could get it done. He's not going to use it though. I would just close the gap a bit. Lunar gets fast enough as well on the hards.
And he's broken the 1 second from Denmark, so if he can just make this race a 2-horse race at the front, then he can think about making his move.
So Fosley holding the 5-6 position on the medium compound. Hightower still hasn't boxed on the McLaren. Gunner still slightly behind. Yeah, but Jedi it's going to become a Wreck and Lunar Jedi battle here to the race.
Yeah, Leclerc
race here.
Leclerc had a shot at getting by Denmark down the main straight, but he made that mistake in the middle sector, and he wasn't going to, and it made him not quite close enough by the time they got back to the pit straight. So now they're almost a second and a half off the lead.
Yeah, but Denmark isn't looking at his old self on these hard compounds. DRS for Leclerc is definitely helping him to stay within this gap.
We're watching the race lead now. Lunar, he can just ride behind, maybe Wreck Dive and just save a little bit of ERS and make a charge once we get towards the latter stages of this race. But he's within half a second now. He might have an opportunity if he wants it. Doesn't look like it.
All right, Leclerc will be is looking for an overtake. He's going to go around the outside for turn 1 and Tarzan corner. Will he make it stick?
Oh,
just slightly a bit of contact. Is he going to make it stick though? A little bit more contact there, and he gets it done. A lot more contact than he wanted, but he gets it done. Leclerc up to P3.
A little bit of archie-barchie there, but I think Denmark knew he had to give the place up. Leclerc made a nice move around the outside of turn 1. Now he sets his sights on the race lead. Only 1.9 seconds. He can definitely close up that gap, especially with over 10 laps to go. Look at the gap that Lunar Jedi is closed in.
Lunar right up the gearbox of the Mercedes.
It's bump drafting him through the middle sector.
Yeah. Jeez. He's going to get DRS as well here. It's not the best place to overtake here, but into the Audi S's, but he's going to stick behind. But he's going to get DRS for the straight. Will he take the opportunity to overtake though? There's a 9, 10 laps, 11 laps to go actually.
Yeah, and Leclerc is coming. Only 1.7 seconds the gap now, which is still shrinking by the second. So this race is not over yet. Lunar Jedi is closer than he's been before, but it's still a long way back.
He's not using an ERS here. He's just patiently. Oh, there's a car around the Coxie. It's Coxie in reverse. Can't get off the wall.
Coxie and Brian Scott actually fighting for 9th place, but here's Jedi. Oh, a little bit of contact with Wreck Diver. They managed to make it through okay, but that was very close.
Man. Nice.
Is he going to have a look here? Oh, he thought about going around the outside there, but that was never going to work for him.
He's just going to stick on the gearbox of the Mercedes. Oh, he's going to have a look here, maybe? No, he's not.
Oh, I thought about it. That was a spot you can make it work, and then maybe get it off the gap. But
Wreck Diver is actually not looking at his old self. This Lunar Jedi is looking very strong.
And Leclerc's got the DRS, and he's bringing Denmark back with him.
Yeah, these two leaders fighting is actually reeling them back in to the P3, P4 battle.
He's got to stick with
Leclerc.
I think they're going to get DRS down the main straight, so this is going to be interesting. Lunar Jedi, he's even closer than he was last time. Let's see if he deploys what he's got this time, and he is.
Yeah.
Can he make it work?
Is he going to go around the outside?
Takes the inside. Oh, he sticks it up. He's got the preferred line. Can Jedi hold off the move?
He's going to have the grip. Yes, he is. Brilliant overtake. Yeah, Wreck is going to have to hold the second place for now. Can he keep up with Lunar, though? He's going to have DRS for the following laps, but with no ERS.
I was going to say, he's going to have to save up what he's got and just hope he can stay close enough to have a chance down into turn 1. But he's going to be under pressure from Leclerc, which is not going to be ideal for his race either.
Yeah, it's a Mercedes 2-3. Luckily, there's no team orders here, so back to Lewis and Rosberg era for the Mercedes. They'll be fighting.
It's going to shake things up here for sure. Denmark has dropped out of DRS range. I don't think he's going to have it, and so that could be curtains for his chances here. Looking like a three-way battle as we approach 8 laps to go.
When is Hightower going to box?
Yeah, he's definitely holding out for a safety car at this point. I mean, 8 laps to go is more than capable for a set of the soft tires, but you never know. Yeah, still a long way to go.
I think he forgot to take into consideration that everybody else could box. But, you never know. He kind of needs that mandatory pit stop, though, to be honest.
He's going for the Albon strategy right now. We'll have to see if it pays off for him.
Yeah, he still hasn't boxed. He's actually being under attack like Gunner will. He's going to send it down the inside. Gunner will. He's not even going to. It's an easy overtake, simple enough for Gunner. Moves up to P7.
Yeah, Gunner, he had the pace early on, so we know he's He's looked quick tonight, and he's on much fresher tires. He's going to set his sights on Zag now for P6, so definitely an opportunity there, but the real battle right now is in the top 3. Wreckdriver's managed to stick with him.
Yeah, Denmark, yeah, just has fallen off the, well, not fallen off, but he's fallen out of the DRS zone. It's 1.7, he is not on the pace that he wants to be. He's running such a great race.
He's got quite a bit of a gap behind him, though, so he's got 4th pretty much locked up. And all it takes is one instance in the top 3, and he's found himself on the podium again. So he's just got to manage this race for now. But Wreckdiver is still within half a second of Lunar, so he might be able to fight back here.
He's got barely ERS. He's going to use it, though. He's going to try to close the gap. Lunar is going to go defensive. Ooh. Oh, Hoxie gets a 3-second time penalty.
I'm surprised Wreckdiver deployed there. He was going to be a bit too far back anyway. If that were me, I probably would have hold on to that, try to save it up for one.
Oh, high tower box. That's a miracle.
Yeah, surely he figured out it's going to be too late at this point. Yep.
6 laps to go. Finally switching to the softs.
He's still going to come out in 8th place, so only losing 1 or 2 places, so not too bad for him, but he's running out of laps for a safety car.
If there is a safety car, he just pulled a 100 IQ move.
Yep, still 6 laps to go, so you never know.
Lunar Jedi is still leading the 2 Mercedes. Here's a awesome helicopter shot, actually. I'm getting going through the Audi S's. It's not even an S.
These 3 have been scrapping it away for a long time, but nobody just quite close enough to make a move.
Everybody's settling into the groove now. Heading to lap 31 out of 36. Not many laps left.
You can see Wreckdiver, he closes out quite a bit down the straight. There's just not long enough of a straight for him to make a move. Gunner's on the back of Zag now for 6th. I think he's going to have this move done within the next couple of laps.
Leclerc also looking at his teammate. Gearbox here. I've used gearbox so much now. Rear wing, I should say that now.
Either one, yeah. The problem for Leclerc, though, is if he goes for a move on Wreckdiver, it's going to cost him time for Lunar, and then that's probably going to make him too far away to have an impact on the race win. So he's going to have to be tactical about this if he wants any shot here.
Team orders will be very useful right now for the 2 Mercedes drivers.
Looks like Wreckdiver's actually dropped off the pace a little bit now, nearly out of DRS range.
Brian Scott boxed.
It's been an up and down race for him, but he's managed to stay within the race, so he's still going to be off for some points here, so props to him for doing that. But looks like Wreckdiver, don't think he's got DRS here.
Yeah, he doesn't, but his teammate does. Leclerc using
have to go for it.
Using the ERS he has is 3%. He's going to go send it down the inside into Tarzan corner. He can get brilliant overtake. And
he needed to do it there in minimal time loss.
Oh, there's a back marker in front of Lunar.
Yeah, but Leclerc, he's got to get back within the second. He managed to get through cleanly, but he's still a couple tenths away from getting that crucial DRS. And with only 4 laps to go, he's got no time to waste. Although he might be able to play a little bit of games with the back marker here and pulling off some DRS that way.
Yeah, he's reeling in, kind of staying within that 1.1 second area. So Lunar is just cruising. He's got cruise control on, and he's just relaxing.
Leclerc is going to get DRS here, which is going to be crucial, but I don't know if he's going to have enough to close into Lunar in the last 4 laps.
He's still behind it by a second. Brian Scott moving out the way. He's not going to get DRS.
Yeah, just a bit too early, which is not good for Leclerc. That should allow Lunar, if he can clear this gap just a little bit more, I think he'll be riding off into the sunset here with just 4 laps to go.
Yeah, there's not much else to say. Lunar's still in the lead. Brilliant drive. Also, Leclerc from the very back of the grid. That's a P2 actually.
It's been a very impressive drive for him. Looking about the battle for 6th. Gunner Will is closing into Zag once again. He's going to be an awful ways back. Is he going to go for it? Thinks better of it. Zag is a very experienced driver. He knows how to defend. Gunner Will was not quite close enough.
Yeah, it looks like Leclerc still 1.2 seconds behind. He can't gain.
Yeah, these guys have been level on pace all night, and you can see even without the DRS, Lunar is still doing a good enough job to keep the lead. And you have to wonder if that's the ERS management of Leclerc coming back to bite him.
Yeah, it looks like Wreck Diver's gonna have a look now into turn 1, Tarzan corner, maybe half a second behind on Leclerc.
Yeah, they're running out of laps though. It's going to end up being a battle for second, but we'll have to see.
Yeah.
Always closing.
Lunar's. Oh, Leclerc goes slightly deep.
Wreck Diver's going to go for
side
it.
By side.
I think Leclerc let him through there.
Yeah, but he's already 2 seconds behind now by Lunar.
And gonna roll up the inside.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, he made a little bit of contact with Zag, and he lost a bit of time. There was a very small window that he went for. Gonna have to hold up for the next lap. He's top 4 up in the class of the field all night.
Yeah, it's been great racing here, good strategies. But all Lunar has to do is just bring it home, keep it nice and simple and tidy. Just bring the car home.
He's been slowly increasing the gap for the last few laps on Wreck Diver now. But even if Wreck Diver was to manage to get back within that 1 second, Lunar should have enough to defend for that 1 or 2 laps that he's going to have to if he needs to. But I mean, we've only got 2 laps left and only 1 more trip down the main straight. So looking very good for Lunar Jedi at this stage.
2 second gap between first and second. Lunar just stay in there.
That's all he's got to do. Gunwell and Zag are still scrapping away for 6. This has been a very entertaining battle. Gunwell looking for the up and over. You can see how close he
right
gets.
out the rear wing. Not the best exit out of turn 2. Oh, actually, he gets a good run out of turn 3, though. He's still right up the rear wing of the Ferrari.
Oh, I thought he was going to go up the inside there. That would have been a very ambitious move.
He might be getting desperate here.
He's running out of laps, coming to the final lap. Lunar Jedi, he was the fastest runner on the mediums in qualifying. The safety car was not the best timing for him, but he's shown very good pace, and he's on to the final lap of the Grand Prix. Wreck Diver 1.5 seconds behind.
Wow, okay, I just realized there's a big gap between the 2 Mercedes now.
Yeah, Leclerc was not on the pace.
Oh, what's this? The Ferrari? Oh, never mind. I'm just tweaking, dude, Jesus. My internet, man.
No worries. Looks like
so bad.
Looks like Zag is going to hold off Gunnar will, at least this time. I think he's going to hold on to 6th place tonight. Through the middle sector for the final time, it's Lunar Jedi in the Aston Martin. He's looked the quickest driver for the majority of the race tonight. He's just got to make it through without making any mistakes.
Keep it clean, boys.
Gunnar was very close to Zag. I thought he might have a look, but not quite. Down the DR straight for the final time. Lunar Jedi for Aston Martin.
Gunner's still not close enough.
He might have one last look down the DR straight.
Out. Lunar running out the final corner of turn 14.
Yep, and across the line.
He's going to get it done here.
It is Lunar Jedi to win the Dutch Grand Prix here in Zandvoort. Then it's Wreck Diver. Leclerc's going to take home 3rd. Denmark is 4th. Grimreef is going to get 5th. But we're watching this battle for 6th. I think Zag is just about going to be able to do enough. Although Gunnar gets a great run here, and he might have an opportunity up to the line. Not quite enough. Zag will hold on for 6th place. Nearly side by side. Gunnar will 7th. Hightower is going to come across to finish 8th. Brian
Damn,
Scott.
I lagged out.
I was going to say, you dropped from the session there just in time. But it is going to be Hightower finishing 8th. Brian Scott will end up 9th. Buffston for finishing out that race, and Coxey 10th to round out the field. So that was quite a thrilling Grand Prix. Say, why don't you get the podium finishers in the party for the interviews here real quick?
I'm trying.
No worries. We're going to run through the final results one more time here for the podium of the Dutch Grand Prix.
Leclerc, where
it was Lunar Jedi bringing home a very nice race win. And then it's Wreck Diver in second place. Leclerc from the back of the field rounding out the podium. Denmark is fourth. And then it's Grim Reaper, Zag, Gunnerwill, Hightower, Brian Scott, Coxey rounding out the finishers and the point scorers tonight. Then it's the captain, Sam, Slasher, Bobby, Ace, and Cashin who round out the field for tonight.
Alright, I brought him in.
We got all three?
I added all three. Leclerc, Lunar, and...
Alright.
Wreck Diver.
We'll give them a couple minutes here to join the party for these podium interviews.
The king returns next week. Coxey.
Welcome, Leclerc, to the party. We're going to give the top two a second to join in here.
I didn't see the finale. I feel like no pain.
Yep, hey guys.
Waiting on Wreck Dive at the moment. Congrats, Lunar Jedi, for the race win. It was a thrilling race to watch.
Thanks, yeah. It was a thrilling race to race.
And we'll give Wreck Dive another second before we get things started here.
So how was lunch?
Oh, looks like Wreck Diver has made it here for the podium interview, so we're going to get started with Lunar Jedi, our race winner tonight. So Lunar, it was a good race all around for you, including qualifying. You started on that medium tire. Was that going to be your plan all along, or?
Well, I thought I'd just warm up on mediums, and I didn't think the time would end up being that competitive. I mean, provisional pole at one point was not what I expected, so I just decided to do the medium soft strategy in the end, but the safety car definitely did not help that.
Right, yeah, you were in a great spot for that first stint until that safety car came out. I mean, it was like perfect timing for some of those soft runners who extended. But what was your mindset when that safety car came out? Did you have a thought about staying out like Hightower did, or was it straight in for the hards for you?
I did have a thought, but then luckily I knew that Rec and Denmark already pit onto hards, so the worst case I'm going to end up on the same tires as them. And I knew I had the pace, it was just the right opportunities to show it. So yeah, exactly, I just pit onto the hards and said we'll take it out head to head.
That was a great strategy for you, and head to head indeed. It was a thrilling battle at the final stint. Just take us through those last few laps and that overtake for the win with a few laps to go. How was that from your perspective?
It was, I think it required like a lot of concentration. I knew that, mistakes happen in Zandvoort. It's such a tricky track. So my entire goal was just stay within DRS and wait for the mistakes. And in the end, I managed to close up. I know you guys saw me basically bump drafting a couple of times. So yeah, it was just be able to bump draft going into the last corner, and then DRS, ERS, it worked.
Yeah, congrats to you. It was a fantastic race. Well done. I believe that you are the championship leader, so that will be a good proponent into the next week's Grand Prix. But we'll move on to Wreck Diver, our second place finisher. Wreck Diver, you had a very strong pace in qualifying. I believe 3/10 clear of the field. Talk us through the race from your perspective.
Well, me and Leclerc, we obviously had a great qualifying for me. Unfortunately for him, his wheel disconnected and got disqualified. So it was going to be tough from the start. We knew to get some points in this for him. But mindset was going soft hards, push as much as we can in the start. And we knew kind of Zandvoort, so safety cars are quite common. I was kind of anticipating a safety car in the race, and it did end up happening, which was perfect for the strategy. However, the second safety car kind of messed us up a little. But yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely a good drive from you all around. I mean, you looked like the driver to beat for the majority of the race. What happened in that final stint with the hards just not working for you, or was it just a tough track? Or tell us about that a little bit.
It is a very tough track, but I knew Lunar Jedi had far superior pace at that point, and so me and Leclerc's mindset through that was I was going to try and hold him up, not a lot, but so he could, so Leclerc could possibly get within DRS, and we can maybe create a move for him and get the 1-2. Unfortunately, that was not the case, and Lunar stuck with it really well and managed to get past me. So it was a great scrap between us, but strategy unfortunately did not play out as we hoped.
Yeah, it was certainly fun to watch from the wreck driver. Congrats on another solid P2 finish tonight. We'll move on to Leclerc, who finished P3 from the back of the grid tonight. Leclerc, fantastic drive starting from the back. How was the start in that first stint for you? You made the bold choice starting from the softs. How was that first stint negotiating all the traffic? Yeah, it was definitely very nice, very good driving from you in that final stint. I saw you and Rekdav maybe playing a little bit of the team game throughout that last lap, trying to have a shot at Lunar Jedi. Was there a bit of team management, teamwork going on there? Yeah. Yeah, certainly a great result for you guys in the constructors. It was a fun race to watch all around. Congratulations everybody on the podium result. We're going to wrap things up tonight. This was Tier 2, the Dutch Grand Prix from Zandvoort. We've got Tier 3 tomorrow night from Zandvoort once again. And then we'll be on to next week's races. So thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll catch you next week.